See you, big bro.
How you doing? All good?
I say big bro, you're about the age of my grandchildren.
Oh, it's mad, isn't it?
18 years old.
I've got time.
You've got a lot of time.
A lot of time, man.
It's great to see you here. Obviously, you're on the card in Saudi.
Of course.
How exciting is that?
It's a blessing, man, but like I said, it's no good if I don't perform. So.
It's no good if he doesn't perform. But he performs the... Oh, you get... You see? Perfect. It's great to see him.
He loves it.
It's episode 7 of Battle of the Baddest. The one and only Itauma, who's on the way to the top.
Do you believe then that you're going to fight Tyson at some point in the future in a professional ring?
I don't know. We'll only find out when we get there.
Do you beat them all?
100%. Listen, Floyd Mayweather said it, if you ain't got confidence in yourself, you're in the wrong sport. This ain't a sport for the faint-hearted.
Welcome to the Battle of the Baddest, episode 7. Oh my word, the event on October the 28th to open the Riyadh season is not very far away now. What an extravaganza it's going to be. How privileged are we to have our great heavyweights, Mike Tyson involved, Tyson Fury, the modern great, against Francis Ngannou crossing over from MMA. But we've also got loads of other great heavyweights on the card. It's a heavyweight event, and I'm delighted to say the young upstart, the man creating waves, the teenager in the division, Itauma, is on the card, and he's here with me in the studio today. How are you?
How you doing, Gareth? I'm all good.
Great to see you.
Great to see you too. You know what? I came here today.
Yeah.
I didn't expect you to be I was expecting, and I thought I got to match your coolness, so I brought my own shades as well.
Oh, I like it. Keep them on. Keep them on. It's very cool.
I brought my own shades. Window to the soul.
The window to the soul. Listen, I always get hassle from people saying, oh, you've got your shades on indoors. They're actually glasses.
Oh,
and I like a blue light.
No, there's no problem with that.
You're looking very slick with those on.
Much
You're going to need them in the sunlight of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, it's going to be hot. It's going to be hot.
You've said to me already, we met outside, we came in, you said it's a blessing that you're on this card.
Yeah, no, of course. It is. I feel too unserious with this.
You look fantastic in them.
It's not a bit of me.
Look, there you go. All right, how about that? There we go. Is that better now? There we go. Boom.
Nah, it's a blessing, honestly. Like this year I've already had 5 fights. This is gonna be on to my 6th.
It's 8 by the end of the year, I'm hearing.
By the end of the year, so yeah, it's a blessing. Like I can't also praise the Lord. Thank you for my team.
Inshallah. Inshallah.
To get me onto this card, and yeah, like I said, this is only gonna be good if I perform well. So it doesn't matter what I do in the gym or what I do in sparring. It's got to be under the bright lights.
I had young Johnny Fisher in a couple of weeks ago. He's 10-0 as a heavyweight. He won the Young Boxer of the Year award in the Boxing Writers earlier this week. And he was just saying the same as you, that to be on this journey, to be getting opportunities, to have people interested in you, to be under the spotlight, to be on the main stage. I'm sure you have, at your age, young people saying you're doing really well, but probably older people saying make the most of it and savor it, which you probably can't even understand yet because you're so young. But savoring it and making the most of it is so important.
100%. Like you don't realize what you got until it goes by. So like, although I'm trying to soak everything up and I'm trying to enjoy it, it's quite hard to enjoy a fight. Like people say, like, oh, can you keep it personal business? But this has took over so much of my personal life that it does become personal. And yeah, like I said, I'm stuck between enjoying it and doing it. So yeah, I'm just little marginal gains, and yeah, sooner or later that'll be me.
The only advice I can, well, you will be, but the only advice I can give is you love it so much, just make it your life now. Don't ever have fear of missing out, because you're not missing out on anything else, because you can't get this time back when you're young, athletic, when your DNA is predisposed to fight right now, which you clearly are. Just make the most of this time.
Oh, of course, I am. Like, I was gonna. No, I am. Like, literally, boxing's only short. It's only short. If you think, like, if people go to work, they go to work maybe 50, 60 years. In boxing, you probably only have like a 10, 20-year window. So
Maximum 20 years.
maximum, exactly. And I'm just trying to, like, enjoy every bit of it. And yeah, making sure that I'm not leaving any stones unturned. I think Rick Ross said it was like, I don't mind moving slowly as long as I don't waste no time.
I don't think you are wasting time. I think you're in the right hands. I mean, you and I have seen each other on a regular basis now. I mean, we saw you a couple of weeks back at Wembley against a durable heavyweight. Boom, 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 boom. Away he went. You put him away. I mean, you hinted that you could be on the show, but now you are. What will it mean, or what does it mean to walk out with, I think, 4 or 5 of the top heavyweights in the world on that card, and be around them all week, rubbing shoulders? Mike Tyson's going to be there. I'm hearing other people there. Rumours of people like George Foreman, Terence Crawford. Big names, just big names, celebrities, stars. Are you gonna go around and say, I'm Moses Itauma, by the way? I'm the future.
I don't want to be telling them this. I want to be showing them it.
There you go.
I don't want to be talking. I want to let my boxing do the talking. So, listen, at the end of the day, like my manager Francis said to me the other day, he said, if you're good, it's gonna show. If you're not good, it's gonna show. So just be yourself, be true, and don't force nothing. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. And yeah, talk about pressure. Listen, like I said earlier, pressure only makes diamonds, so I don't mind it.
I can't say it enough. You're only 18. Tell us a little bit about you growing up, for the people that are going to be watching this event on October the 28th. How did you get into boxing?
So, I was born in Slovakia. I lived there for like 4 or 5 years. Moved over to Chatham, Kent, and it's funny.
Slovakia to Kent. Hang on a minute.
It's crazy.
What's going on there? How did that happen?
I don't know.
Where's your dad from? Where's your mum from? Are you Slovakian then?
Yeah, I'm Slovak. My mum's Slovak. Dad's Nigerian, and yeah, it's a mad mix. I'm grateful and blessed to have the parents of
Where did they fall in love?
Say that again.
Where did they fall in
Where or
love?
when?
Where?
I ain't got a clue. I don't know. But all that stuff's irrelevant. Yeah, what's funny actually, my school had like 9 national champions, 3 European gold medalists, European bronze medalists. Like,
This is in Slovakia.
No. This is in
Chatham.
Greenacre, Chatham, Kent.
Okay. So many boxers.
So many boxers. And my brother was actually in school or in a class with 2 boxers, 2 national champions. And they were just talking about boxing. And then my brother wanted to give it a go. And then when he won his first national title, I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this as well. Because I wasn't doing nothing anyway. So I feel like if I don't do something, I'm bored. And I don't like being bored.
So you went along to the gym. You tried it out. How old were you then?
I was about 9 years old.
And were you a big kid at 9? Were you the biggest in the class then?
Yeah, 100%. I was biggest in the class. Yeah, I started off in boxing, and then I threw up my first 4 or 5 sessions. I was like, yeah, this isn't for me. It's too hard. So I went into football. Me and my brother started playing football, and then roughly
Goalkeeper, yeah?
No, I was a striker. I was fast.
Come on, you're too big for a striker.
Yeah, but I was.
No,
fast.
Come on, they stuck you in goal, the big bloke.
No.
Fast?
I was fast.
Fast?
Yeah, 100%.
Really?
And I was strong. I was like
We know you're strong. I'm teasing you here, but
tormenting.
you're a giant on a soccer pitch, on a football pitch, surely.
Yeah, but I was good, 100%. And then
Have you seen Ronaldo's tweeting and Instagramming about this event, by the way, to his whatever it is, 600 million followers?
Yeah,
He's involved in this event as well.
it's
He'll be there.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
So could you have made it at football or not?
The problem is with football, you can be the best player on the pitch and still not get recognised. I believe with football is who you know, not what you know.
Ooh.
And yeah, I was like, although I did see myself having a future in it, I was like, yeah, even if I did see I have a future, if I don't get recognised, it means peanuts. So yeah, when I went back into boxing around 10 years old, 11 years old, and then won my first national title, then my second, then a European gold medal, and then next thing you know, finished off my amateur career, a world champion, a 3-time European gold medalist, and 2-time national champion, undefeated, 24 fights.
Do you think it has found you, or did you find it? Do you feel in a deeper way that boxing was a calling for you, and that you, maybe hard for you to think about at your age, but are you going to use boxing to put a message out there at all?
No, not really. Like with boxing, it's just one of them things that I always done. Like I wouldn't say I enjoyed it or I hated it. It's just one thing that I always done. And yeah, like especially when I was a schoolboy junior, I would enter every championship, every tournament, and I wouldn't get fights because people didn't want to fight me. So I would just keep training, keep ticking over, and obviously, as you can tell, now it's starting to pay off.
It really is paying off. Let's talk about the fight you're having.
Can I clear something up?
Yeah,
'Cause
go
I
on.
know
Go
a lot
on.
of people.
Go
A
on.
lot of people
Clear
are
it up.
getting at me. Yeah,
Clear it up.
I always get asked why I didn't have a lot of amateur fights. Obviously, when you look at the Ukrainians, they've had 100, 200 odd fights.
300, some of them.
Exactly. And the thing is, I've entered every national championship, every competition, every tournament, every, like, you name it. Like, for example, the national championships last year, when I entered them, there was 4 people in my weight. All of them pulled out as soon as I entered. That's just how it was.
Did they run scared when the name Moses Itauma
Exactly
appears then?
You can say that 100%.
Why do they run scared, Moses?
They didn't stand a chance. Like,
Are they beaten before they even turn up?
100%, 100%.
Why is that?
Well, all you got to do is look at my Europeans. I had four fights against the 4 national champions in the countries, in the best in Europe, and I stopped all of them in the first round. How can you not say that's, do you know what I mean? That carries a bit of weight to it. And yeah, that's just how it is. I'll listen. If I could, I wanted to have had how many fights people had, but I just couldn't get the fights off.
Do you think it helps you that you're a southpaw as a heavyweight as well? We saw that with Zhili Zhang against Joe Joyce recently. You create different angles.
Yeah, 100%.
That I know you're right-handed, actually, a converted southpaw. Bruce Lee was a converted southpaw, by the way. He was actually right-handed. Do you remember Bruce Lee?
100%, of course.
I think there are advantages as a lefty, even though you're a righty, but your fight as a lefty, that you can create angles that right-handed fighters can't.
I believe being a southpaw, it just already gives you an advantage because a southpaw is always going to fight orthodox. So you learn how to fight against an orthodox, whereas the orthodox doesn't come across against a southpaw often. So you've already just got that advantage just being in that stance or in that position. And these right-handed fighters, right-handed southpaw, they've been about for a long time. Like, it's not even that, it's the lead dominant hand. Like, I don't know if you know, Mike Tyson was left-handed.
Yeah.
And he was orthodox.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's been obviously a lot of occasions where.
So his left hook was always very powerful.
Exactly,
the lead left, yeah.
Tommy Morrison and there's a lot of fighters that are lead hand dominant, but they just don't know. And yeah, these fighters coming up through, as you can see, Lomachenko, he's also right-handed southpaw, and even the younger fighters like Royston Barney Smith or Dennis McCann and or us, like, we're all right-handed southpaws.
Are you looking forward to meeting Mike Tyson out in Riyadh? Is he a hero for you?
No, I never really. Obviously, it'd be nice to meet him or talk to him or whatnot, but I'm not really too bothered. Like, I don't look up to anyone apart from the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ himself. And yeah, like, if I do meet him, I'll meet him. If I don't, I'm not too bothered.
Let me pick you up on that. You are a man of faith, then.
100%.
What does that do for you in your life? How do you adhere to that? How do you follow that?
You know what's mad? Like, Moses is obviously a very biblical name. And it just gives me that extra little push as well. When when I don't want to do something and I realize like, yeah, like I can be something. I feel like I can be an inspiration to some people as well. Like obviously, what a lot of people like know already, Rico is my real name. But like everyone that didn't know me growing up obviously called me Moses. And yeah, I feel like that gives me a little bit of grit to me as well, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant that you at the young age realize that it's worth having a message for other people.
100%. 100%. Like, especially like I read the Bible like so often, and it's just like any problems you have in life or any problems you have personally or with your family or anything, it's all down in the Bible. I remember one time I was speaking to my brother and we were saying like some stuff that I was going through mentally that was there in the Bible. Just teaches you how to do it. So it's a recipe to have a good life.
And with the boxing alongside it that teach you discipline and
100%.
respect, you're on a great highway. You're on a great
100%.
path to success. Let me ask you about the card. You don't know your opponent yet at this stage. You probably don't even care who you're fighting. You'd fight Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou if you had to, wouldn't you?
100%. 100%.
And what would happen?
I'll win. There's no if, buts, or maybes. Never doubted myself.
On the card, let me just talk to you about the other heavyweights on the card. Joseph Parker, Simon Keane fighting. It's a huge heavyweight card. How do you see that one?
I don't really know that Simon King, so I'm going to have to go with Joseph Parker.
Arslanbek Makhmudov, top ranks Russian heavyweight, who's a tank. He can I say this? He might even make you look small.
No, he's good. He's good, but size.
WBC number 5.
Size doesn't win fights. It's skills. Like, listen, I don't even know Makhmudov from his professional career. Like, what I've known him is from his amateur careers. Like, what he's done with like people like Mikhail Nistov from Romania, who beat Anthony Joshua in the amateurs. He knocked him out in the 3rd or 4th round. So yeah, I know Makhmudov from the amateurs more soft than the pros.
He for me, he's very talented. He's one of the dark horses of the division now. Think, if I'm right in saying, ranked number 5 by the World Boxing Council. Yeah, the belt that Tyson Fury holds. Fabio Wardley, this one will interest you because you're kind of near these guys in a sense as a young heavyweight. Fabio Wardley and David Adelaide, I think the British title may be on the line, but it doesn't actually matter because these are two very talented young British heavyweights who've got different journeys. 2 of the smallest ears I've ever seen on any large men. They've got tiny ears. Do you know that? Have you noticed that? Have a little look next time. I do tease them both about it. That's a great fight.
Yeah, 100%.
Because there's so much jeopardy for both of them. Reminds me of George Groves and James DeGale fighting years and years ago, before they were at world level. But it's a meeting, it's a crossroads fight. How do you see that going down?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I think Fabio wins, but I'm rooting for David. Like, I like David.
That's very honest of you.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely rooting for
Why
David.
does Fabio win then?
I don't know. I just feel like he's fought more worthy of opponents. He's had where he showcased something more, whereas David hasn't. But I don't think that's like. I believe it's like a 60-40. So I'm not saying 100% that Fabio's gonna win, but I feel like he could. But like I said, I'm rooting for David. I want him to win, and yeah, he's a fellow stablemate of mine as well. So. 100%.
Obviously, they had a melee at the Outernet press conference, the amazing press conference that took place a few weeks ago in London. What did you make of that?
Yeah, you know what? I was waiting for them downstairs for the press conference, and the next thing you know, it's not happening. They've had a scrap. So, it is what it is. It all sells the fight. Then at the end of the day, that's what boxing is, entertainment.
But if your opponent kicks off with you in the build-up, are you going to be able to hold back or not?
See when we get there.
Nah, you're different material, aren't you, Mr.
See,
Itauma?
listen, I got sponsorships and that now. I'll be messing about with none of that stuff.
Look, Martin Murray, the trainer of Jack McCann, Jack McGann, who's also on the card, of course, fighting Roberto Duran Jr. Martin, a legend of British boxing, of course, joining us shortly on the Zoom. But let me ask you this before Martin joins us. Tyson Fury, Francis Ngannou. For me, it's a massive meeting of two amazing narrative arcs. And this week, this video went out, this video promo, which I think shows what a global event this is, shows why this is such an enormous event that we should celebrate. Take a look at this. What a promo.
Yeah, that was hard. That was cold.
That was cold.
Yeah,
Is that the modern speak?
yeah,
That was cold. That was ice.
That's the young lingo. Yeah, that was good promo. Obviously, things like this matters to sell the fight, and obviously, I do believe that's probably up there, one of the best promo videos I've seen.
I don't think I've seen better. I love the idea that here's this resonance that's reaching all the way to China.
You know what I like about it as well is getting a culture in. Like, obviously, you saw Francis Ngannou. He had the I don't know what you call it, the dresses, and obviously Tyson Fury's
Tribal dress, African
stuff
tribal,
like that, yeah,
yeah,
And
traditional dress.
yeah, that's it. And then Tyson Fury's obviously he was eating at a calf, so that's obviously English culture, and yeah, I believe that that's good. Obviously, getting a mix of the two.
I think they're doing a great job.
100%.
We saw that sphere in Las Vegas as well. I don't know if we can just see that very quickly as well. We didn't see it on last week's show. You've got the sphere turning in Las Vegas. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see it.
Battle of the Baddest with Tyson Fury.
I didn't see that.
I mean, the resonance of this as a major event, when you put it into perspective, as we're all tiny individuals, we're all a grain of sand in the universe, aren't we, in many ways? But
Of course.
when we're lit up by things, we feel special. And I do think there's something special about this event. Even though people are saying, oh, I want to see Fury against Usyk, Alexander Usyk,
Usain.
which is also signed. What do you reckon about that?
Well, who do I think I'll win? Or
Well, what do you think that it's signed? Are you happy about that?
you know what? It's good, but I don't know how that's gonna affect Tyson Fury mentally. Like with me, obviously beginning of the year, I had my first fight, and then my second and third was already announced. And that was like, I got to think about this one, not about the other.
So you're in the quarterfinal. You think it's about the semi-final and final. You shouldn't think about that. Is that your view?
Never. Like every time when I was boxing for England,
Yeah.
the head England coach Mick Driscoll, and Amanda, to be fair, they said don't ever go into the championships thinking about the final. There's gonna be no final if you don't get past the pre-quarters. So yeah, I don't know how that's gonna affect Tyson mentally, but listen, he's a world champion for a reason. He's the Gypsy King, so he should be able to handle that.
We'll come to your views on Fury against Ngannou and Fury against Usyk after this, but we're going to be joined now by Martin Murray, one of the legends of British boxing, training Jack McGann, of course, for his fight against Roberto Duran Jr. in Saudi Arabia on the Battle of the Baddest. We're back after this. Well, welcome back to the Battle of the Baddest podcast. Mo Itauma is shaded up again. I think he's trying to make a point about my blue glasses. He thinks he's funny, but what he doesn't realise is he looks damn cool.
You reckon, yeah?
Definitely. You leaving them on, yeah?
Yeah, I'll leave them on.
All right, you sit there with those on. Let's speak to Martin Murray. Martin, how are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. Thanks, mate. Yeah.
Very good, thank you. We had Jack McGann on last week. Obviously, you're training him now. You guys are heading to Riyadh. How does it feel putting your guy in against Roberto Duran Jr.? That's a name, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a name. I mean, listen, if he can fight anything like his dad, we're in trouble. But yeah, I've got no worries at all. I've had a look at him. He's Jack's going to deal with him pretty easy, in my opinion. So I know he's got the name, but yeah, I'm confident going into this fight. And let's be honest, the name means nothing, does it? It's yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've watched him. He's game. He has a go. But like I said, Jack McGann's on a different level, mate. So I think he's going to deal with him pretty easy, to be honest.
Wow. Jack told us last week on the Battle of the Baddest podcast that he is going to get the KO on the night. Obviously, it's a heavyweight night. And he said he's going to make a heavyweight statement. The big question, it's a big debate in boxing at the moment. Can a guy come from MMA, win a British title, win a world title? I mean, you are one of the great yeomen, the stalwarts of British boxing, a legend. I covered your career. You had some amazing fights. Right. What is it about Jack, or what is it about any MMA fighter that comes into boxing? Is it a difficult process to transition into boxing, and can they go to the very top level? Do you believe you can take Jack to be a British and world champion?
I honestly do, Gareth. I mean, I can't say the same thing for all MMA fighters, because I don't know what the stand-up is like from some of them, but I know, obviously, I've sparred Jack McGann when I was a pro myself. I've trained him for a couple of years now, so I know what he's like. He's just got that stand-up. He said to me anyway, he always liked being on his feet anyway when he was doing MMA. He was always stood up. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know whether you can do it to every MMA fighter, but I honestly believe I can do it with Jack McGann. He's got a brilliant work ethic. He's still learning. He's still a novice, really, to be honest with you. I mean, he's lost out on a couple of development fights over the past couple of years due to opponents dropping out and things like that. So he's not had many fights. He's not had as many fights as I wanted him to at this stage. But he's like I said, he's got a cracking work ethic. His mindset's right. He's hungry, and he's got knockout power. And I've said this all the time with him. Like the lad can fight. But my job is that I'm just getting him boxing now, thinking about it a bit more, putting his shots together, and just him putting his body shots in the right place and getting more of a pro, old school, professional style. But he's learning every day. We're happy with where things are, but he's in regards to his training camp, and we're looking forward to going over there next week.
How big does it feel to be on this event, this card? I mean, you must be saying to Jack that the opportunity here, the platform, the promotion that is involved in this makes it amazing for him. Are you telling him to pinch himself?
Yeah, well, look, I've said to him, listen, I don't want to put a lot of pressure on you here, but there's going to be a lot of eyes on you when you're fighting in a couple of weeks' time. It's an amazing opportunity, this, and you've got to perform. Do you know what I mean? The last thing that we want him to do, and obviously with this Ngannou being forming MMA and coming over to boxing, and then there'll be a comparison with Jack being a pro MMA and coming to boxing as well. So there will be a bit of comparison. And like I said, the last thing that he wants to do when he goes over here is put in a flat performance. He's got to shine, really. You know, so there's a lot of pressure on that, but so I want to put the pressure on him, but in the same breath, I don't want him overthink it too much, because it's like where he said he's going for the knockout, which is great. We always want to go for that, but I always found myself personally, and I always tell him that when you go looking for knockouts, the knockouts don't come.
That's right.
You just don't let the boxing floor, and you know, just show your class, and that's what he intends on doing in a couple of weeks, mate. So we're excited about it. He knows there's going to be a lot of eyes on him, but he's up for the challenge, and I'm quite confident that he's going to shine.
Moses here in the studio with me is only 18, Martin. He wasn't even born when you started boxing. So your pro career, I mean, even. On that note, Ngannou against Fury, has the boxing world's all saying Ngannou's got no chance at all against Fury, but there are dangers in these kind of fights. Is Ngannou a dangerous opponent for Tyson Fury?
I mean, look, I don't think there's any heavyweights out there on the planet who beat Fury, and I just cannot see him winning Ngannou. But having said that, doesn't mean that he's not dangerous. Obviously, he's a big bloke. He hits hard. He's a good puncher. The only thing the only chance I give him is, you know, I've watched him when he's doing a bit of stand-up work on the pads and stuff like that, and he's got a bit of an unorthodox style.
Yeah.
Maybe he throws a mad, wild punch, you know, from a different angle that Fury's not used to. I've found it myself when I've sparred these MMA fighters or people with awkward styles. You don't know where the shots are coming from, because you're that used to fighting pedigree fighters where the shots come all at, you know, more or less the same angles. So that's the only chance I'd give him, of him just catching Fury with some mad, lucky, crazy shot. But I just cannot see myself. I think Fury's too good, too clever. And yeah, I just don't see it happening. But doesn't mean to say that Ngannou isn't dangerous, because he is.
We always say expect the unexpected. There are so many shocks in boxing, and indeed in heavyweight boxing. Martin, can't wait to catch up with you in Riyadh. Stay well, travel well, look after Jack. We'll see you out there. Thanks, buddy.
Cheers, Gareth. Thanks. Take care, mate. Cheers. All best, Moses. Cheers, mate.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back. Martin Murray there on Jack McGann and the chances that Francis Ngannou may have against Tyson Fury. You just can't write this giant off. I see your shades are back on again, Moses. What's going on? Are you trying to mock the old man? What's going on?
No, I ain't mocking no one. I just feel like gotta protect my soul.
Yeah? You don't want to show your eyes. So if we were having a face-off right now, you'd leave your shades on, yeah? What if I took mine off?
I'll leave mine on.
Okay, there you go. Well, I'll leave mine on then. Some very interesting points there from Martin Murray. Obviously, he's there with Jack McGann. You're going to be there with your team. As it gets nearer, does the excitement build for you? Or do you just keep it on the down the whole time?
I never, if I'll be honest with you, I never really found excitement in these sort of things. Probably the event itself I'm probably more excited on, but apart from that, I just want to go there and perform. Like, what people tend to forget, that this is my job.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just got to go in there and do it to my best of my ability. People
say it a lot to you at the moment, so I've got to raise it. Mike Tyson was a world heavyweight champion, the youngest ever in history. How old was he? You know.
20 years, 4 months and 22 days.
Now that takes you at your age to, I think it's about, is it May 2025?
Something like that.
Your ambition is to win the world title younger than Mike Tyson. Is that doable?
100%. 100%. I wouldn't be stating it if I don't think it was doable. Like, obviously, I know, obviously, boxing's full of politics or whatnot, but like, I believe if there was anyone to do it, it would be me. And I don't think that there's anyone in this world that's like heavyweight wise that's got as much skill as me. Or probably the only advantages they have would probably be the physical strength or the maturity. But apart from that, I believe if there was anyone to do it, it'd be me.
Extraordinarily, you were running out of school at 15 years of age to spar with Joe Joyce. Incredible, really. That just doesn't sound right in some ways.
It doesn't, but
it
it's
happens.
The truth. It's the truth.
You sparred with all the big heavyweights or not?
I sparred with most of them. Obviously, I'd love to get some rounds with, obviously, Fury, Makhmudov, Wilder, and all them lot, but I'm not bothered, man. Like, I'm on my own journey. I think Fury did say that if the Usyk, or if he beats Ngannou and the Usyk fight does come up, then I'm gonna go train with him. Obviously, that would be a blessing as well. But like I said, I'm on my own path, and I'm not worried about what anyone else is doing. Because at the end of the day, they don't get in the ring with me.
What an experience that would be, though, as you say, if Fury beats Ngannou and he invites you as part of the camp to go up and spar with him ahead of the Usyk fight. I mean, people have mentioned yourself and maybe even Jaya Pataya, the Southpaw cruiserweight champion from Australia, going up and
very
being
good display last week.
He was very good against Jordan Thompson. Couple of final things to finish off before I let you go and start packing your bags for Riyadh. The beginning of the Riyadh season, you're there, opening the event, of course, on the undercard. We'll announce your opponent in the next few days, of course. Just tell me all the things that are being said. Can Ngannou create one of the greatest upsets in heavyweight boxing history? Are we wrong to write him off?
I feel like anyone's wrong to write any heavyweight off against another heavyweight. Like, I believe any heavyweight has the power to knock out any other heavyweight. And I would give 100%, I would give Francis Ngannou a bit of chance against Fury because, like, I forgot what his name is, but like he said...
Martin Murray.
It's an MMA fight against a boxer. It's very unusual. They wing shots in. They don't like what is hard to explain to non-fighters is that when you're fighting someone like that has a bit of like experience in the boxing ring, you know if they're gonna throw a jab, you can counter it. But if they don't know that they're gonna throw a shot, you can't exactly counter it or be 2-3 steps ahead because they don't know what they're doing themselves. So I believe the unorthodox and the style that Ngannou brings to the table, I don't believe Fury has seen it. Like I don't think we're obviously punching with boxing gloves is a lot different than bare knuckle.
Like, or 4-ounce gloves, yeah.
Or 4-ounce gloves. Obviously I don't feel like he's a bigger puncher than Wilder, but I believe he does enough damage to knock Fury out. So I'll go like a 30-20 towards Fury. That means I'm not writing Ngannou off.
30-20?
Sorry, 30-70.
So you are giving Ngannou chances in this?
Giving a chance.
Very interesting. And if Fury comes through it, how do you see Fury and Alexander Usyk as a fight?
You know what? I thought Fury would splatter him. I believe that Fury would splatter Usyk. I just feel like the way Fury's moving, like it's like he's kind of dodging him or it's like scared of him. So I'm like,
I don't think he's scared of him. Come on, Moses.
Maybe not scared, but it's like he doesn't want to fight him. And obviously, when I remember Dillian Whyte when he came out against Tyson Fury, he came out with a southpaw stance. Maybe that's hitting something that Tyson.
But did Tyson struggle against Dillian Whyte?
No, he didn't struggle, but when he first came out, he came out as a southpaw.
Yeah.
Maybe that's Dillian Whyte saying Tyson Fury struggles against southpaw. So I don't know. Like,
do you believe then that you're going to fight Tyson at some point in the future in a professional ring?
I don't know. I don't know. We'll only find out when we get there.
Do you beat them all?
100%. Listen, Floyd Mayweather said it. If you ain't got confidence in yourself, you're in the wrong sport. 'Cause this ain't a sport for the faint-hearted. And yeah, 100%.
It's not a sport for the faint-hearted. You aren't a heavyweight for the faint-hearted. It's been an absolute pleasure and a privilege to see you again. Wish you all the best
Thank you.
in the Riyadh season, the beginning of the card, the undercard, obviously. I'm very excited about the attitude you show, the career ahead of you. Are you the future Moses Itauma?
Without a doubt. 100%.
Without a doubt, 100%. Moses Itauma with me today on the Battle of the Baddest podcast. Fantastic young character, amazing boxer. We'll see you next week.